This is the first time in recorded history we've had the whole entire world on halt or on a pause. And if we are going to wake up, I think we need a wake-up call. And stepping into a place where there is uncertainty, we are stepping from what we know. Everything that's we know about ourselves and our lives is being challenged, and we're stepping into the unknown because every day it's more and more difficult to predict what's going to happen. And if you can't predict it, we're stepping out of familiar territory. And I'd like to see this as an opportunity for people to break from the normal routine of their lives. I mean, the entire world has been disrupted from their normal personal reality. They're not going to the same places and seeing the same people and doing the exact same things at the exact same time. They're in a little mini retreat in the comfort of their own home. And if change, the idea of change means to be greater than your environment, to be greater than your body, and to be greater than time, this is a perfect opportunity to meet the challenges in our lives from a greater level of consciousness. And so it would be wonderful if you made the choice to not be victimized by these circumstances, no matter how challenging they are. And when we allow certain conditions or certain people or certain circumstances in our life to cause us to feel and think certain ways, and someone says, why are you upset or why are you unhappy? And you say, I'm unhappy because of the news, or I'm unhappy because current circumstances in my life. What you're unconsciously agreeing to is that something in your outer world is controlling your state of being, the way you think and feel. But our message is the way you think and feel produces outcomes in your life. So when you start applying those principles and you see that somehow you are creating some events in your life, every time you have a synchronicity or an opportunity or a serendipity, it's proof that you're beginning to align to a new future. So what a great opportunity to fill your brain with information and knowledge. You have the luxury of doing it in the comfort of your own home. So many people have fantasized about not going to work, and the whole entire world is working from home if they still have the privilege of work. And I just see it as a great opportunity to ask ourselves, who are we going to emerge as when this is all over, and who are we going to be? And you could go through this whole entire thing unchanged, or you can emerge from a different level of consciousness and awareness. And for me personally, I refuse to be victimized by these circumstances. And I think also people have to develop more of a intimate understanding and relationship with their body. I mean, we have an incredible innate intelligence in our body that really is constantly fighting viruses and bacteria, and just a little love, just a little gratitude, just a little inspiration. Our research shows that your immune system gets stronger. So if you're fearful, then you're actually weakening your own self to be more susceptible to those conditions in your environment. So it's a wake-up call. We have to understand to a greater degree that we are more unlimited than what we're told, that we have to change our beliefs, that if we live in fear of something getting us, what we fear has power over us. And when we're in that emotional state, we give it a lot of our attention. And where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So we have to be greater than our environment. We have to be greater than the normal unconscious programs that we don't have the power to heal in our body. And we have the time now, the luxury of time, to be more in the present moment to get better at it. And our research shows that when you begin to teach people how to open this center, and you teach them a formula on how to practice it, that if they did that for 4 days, that
they would begin to strengthen their immune system by 50%. And now let me tell you why. Because in the center is your heart, but what most people don't know, there's another gland in there called the thymus gland. Thyme leaf, it's named after the thyme leaf. And the thymus gland has two functions. It has an endocrinological function. It makes growth hormone. That's our youth center. And it makes strong immune chemicals, and it has an immunological function. So when you're living by stress and your heart is racing and you're stepping on the gas and the brake at the same time because you can't run, you can't fight, you can't hide, and you got the gas and the clutch going, energy is going to leave the heart and it's going to the adrenal center. And you're going to cause contraction in the arteries in your heart, and the center will shut down from blood flow. And so there's no energy in the heart. So you teach a person then how to begin to open the center and to start feeling elevated emotions through their heart. And you teach them how to switch or convert from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic nervous system. Well, all of a sudden now, this thymus gland, which normally shrinks with age, starting at puberty, the fountain of youth now, all of a sudden begins to get new blood flow. And there's new hormones that are signaled, like oxytocin and vasopressin, and all these different chemicals called nitric oxide and endothelial-derived relaxing factor, and the arteries in the heart begin to swell with energy and blood flow. And this center switches on, and now it says, man, this feels good. And this is a time for us to really get back into balance and really let's strengthen our inner world now. And now all of a sudden, this thymus gland begins to make thymosin, which is an important agent that begins to make T cells. And T cells have little receptors on them called T cell receptors. And when those T cell receptors are robust and strong, those cells make proteins, and they make what's called antibodies or immunoglobulins. And these little Y-shaped proteins block the receptors coming from the virus that are trying to attack the white blood cells. have a shield, and now they're immune to the virus and its attack with its receptor.
Wow.
And it can literally begin to inject it with these immunoglobulins, primary immunoglobulin A. And that begins to cause the virus to not survive.
Wow.
And then that white blood cell will pass another white blood cell and pass on the memory to it, so it already knows what's coming. So now, all of a sudden, you're making these immunoglobulins, and now your inner world now can combat anything that's a foreign agent, and even cancer cells.
So are you saying, is it possible that we can build our immune system so strong and our body so strong that we would reject viruses?
Your body rejects viruses all
Really?
the time. Of course. It has memorized certain viruses that you've been exposed to. It has memorized certain bacteria that you've been exposed to. And it's beaten those viruses. Not every virus wins in the body. The body has an intelligence, and it has quite a library of memories in the white blood cells. So your body is fighting viruses and bacteria all the time. There's a constant competition going on.
Really?
So our research shows that 4 days of opening your heart releases immunoglobulin A, your body's primary defense against bacteria and viruses. It's better than the flu shot. It's the body's natural flu shot. And that's the innate intelligence of the body saying, I got this, I got a lot of energy. In fact, I got a surplus of energy. In fact, I'm radiating energy, and now
Too much energy.
outer world. Well, now my outer world is not controlling my inner world. My inner world now is functioning independent of what's going on in my outer world. And now
You're manifesting. Manifesting.
Now you got it. Now you're in a creative state.
People are coming to you. Yes.
Right, exactly. Now you're a magnet. Now you have a field, right? And you have energy to heal. And our research shows that that field around your body will actually expand. You radiate more light and information. Cells are getting new information that are causing light to be exchanged between cells and information. Now the body's getting an upgrade. So that immunoglobulin A in 4 days went up 50%. So now we know that if it's going up 50%, that then the immune system was getting a new signal. And nitric oxide then causes another chemical to activate the arteries in your heart to swell. And now, just like when energy moves into your sexual organs and it swells with blood and you have energy there, the same intensity it moves into your heart. And now the heart is activated. And what do you feel? You feel an incredible amount of love. Yeah, and
love.
You feel whole. And now the more whole you feel, our research shows, then the less separate you feel from the things you want in your life, because you feel like you already have them. You only want things when you're in lack. But when you feel whole, then it feels like it's already happened. And that tends to be the exact emotion